Yeah, no school. Yeah. All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks for coming today. So I was thinking, last week we talked about trying new things this year, basically. And and so I was thinking about, why that's good for you. I said it's good for your brain, but here's what happens. I mean, most people think that their brains are developed and they can't change their brains at all. And it's simply not true. We can change our brains our whole life. So when you try new things or experience new things, it actually, you form new connections in your brain, and which is what neuro people call neuroplasticity. So your brain is changeable. So it's really good to try new things. And what I was touching on last week is it stimulates creativity, which we all think of ourselves at some points as creative. But I was reading how, we call God the creator. And if we're kind of in sync with a power higher than ourselves, then we are creative, right? Because he created us. We have to tap into the creator to be creative ourselves. I just thought it was kind of interesting. And also when we try new things, it triggers a release of dopamine, which is your pleasure chemicals in your body. And it also builds cognitive skills. We were talking about aging. Hey, building cognitive skills is a good thing. So think about that and what you thought about last week, and close your eyes. And turn inward. And take a moment to just really appreciate that your breath is still moving in and out. Constant companion for you. And please bring hands to heart center. May we all not be afraid to try and experience new things. May we all listen to our heart to figure out which direction we should go. Lower your hands, open your eyes. And in keeping with the idea of core, let's start on our backs. And just hug your knees in. Just kind of move the knees side to side. Loosen up the hips. And then just holding on to your right knee, extend your left leg long towards like at a 45-degree angle. And then thinking of lengthening the back of your neck, lift your head and your chest up and reach your arms forward and hold. Think of length and strengthen the core. Draw your belly button towards your spine. One more breath. And relax down. Hug both knees in again. You can roll side to side if you'd like. And then switch. Hold your left shin. Extend your right leg about 45. Lift head and shoulders. Maybe reach arms. If you can keep everything engaged in the core. Lengthen through the top of your head. And breathe. Good, and relax down. Hug your knees in. Bring your feet flat. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees open. Supta Baddha Konasana. Check in with your hips. Stretch your arms up over your head. You can really lengthen. Good. And then closing the knees. Hug them in again. Lift your head and your shoulders and just lightly touch the back of your head with your fingertips. Extend your left leg. And very slowly, you're just going to switch. So really tapping into your core. Just extend one leg and then the other. If you can incorporate your breathing with it, that would be good. If you need to rest, you can do it. Don't crank on your head. One more. And release down. Hug your knees. Bring the feet flat and wide. Just do a few windshield wipers. And hug your knees in again. This time, push the knees away from you till you feel that connection in your core. Lift your shins. Press your or flex your feet and then press thighs up and away and lengthen. So you really get that feeling of length. There's like different muscles that work for me. Think of side muscles and back muscles. And then relax, hug the knees in again. And then stretch your legs straight up towards the ceiling. You can either, well, let's just point and flex a few times, just kind of loosening up the legs and the ankles. You can feel that work all the way up and down. Now think, I want my kneecaps and my toes to point forward. And then you're just going to reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And then think long through the back of the neck, lift the head, lift the shoulders, and this time lift the tail too. Let's just an inch or so, maybe even a half inch for me. And breathe, reach up. Try to lift the tail, keep it lifted. Five, four, three, two, one, and relax down. Bring the feet flat. Bring your right ankle over the left thigh. Interlace. Just work on the hips. You don't have to lift the head and shoulders. If this causes you to lift head and shoulders, then just keep the foot flat. It's okay. And then switch. Keep a nice long spine though. Good, and then release, unwind. Grab your shins and just kind of thinking of a round back, just kind of roll back and forth. And come on up to seated. And then go ahead and come to all fours position. And just start moving through some cow cats. You'll notice some of the work that you just did in your belly. At least I am noticing it. And then pause. Then the right leg and the left arm. And lift them a little higher for cow. And then round to cat, bring knee to elbow. Do that 5 times. Keeping your spine nice and long, keeping everything even. Last time. And release everything to the floor. Take a child's pose. Like we did last week. Bring your arms forward, think flat palms, and then you kind of roll up, like kind of slide your hands back, like you're rounding over a beach ball. And then come on back up to all fours. You guessed it, extend your left leg and your right arm. And just think long spine as you move them high and then round elbow to knee. 2, 3, 4, 5, And bring the hand and the knee down. Bring your hands forward of your shoulders. Curl your toes under and lift to down dog. Just take your time. Lengthening out. Feeling all parts of your hand and your feet working. Maybe walking your dog. And then come forward to plank. Keep your shoulders really, so maybe lengthen the back of your neck a little bit, round your upper back, and then just bring your right knee to your chest and hold. Point your right toes, hold. So we did this on our backs. Now we're kind of doing it on our hands. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand back and back to downward facing dog. Come forward to maybe that rounded upper back plank and bring the left knee forward. Point the toes. Keep everything square to the front. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch back. Downward facing dog. Breathe. And then extend your right leg and just kind of feel that length. And step it through to a deep lunge, however you can get it there. Thank goodness, huh? You're gonna feel it in your left quads. Lower your back knee and maybe even move it back a little further than usual so you can hug to the midline, get on the front of that knee. Just notice the stretch there. And then slowly make your way up. Hands to the knee, just feel that. Maybe stretch the arms up. Anjane Asana. Down. Good. Lift the back knee. Step back. Downward facing dog. Extend the left leg. Just take a moment to notice that length, how it feels. It's really good. Don't let your right shoulder drop. Good. And then step it through. Deep lunge. Lower the back knee. Maybe walk the knee back just a little further than usual. Hug to the midline. Feel that tightness, kind of releasing slowly. Make your way up. Feel the big toe mound of the left foot grounded. Left hip crease back, but draw your low belly up. And then stretch up. Tightness in that hip, right hip. Stretching back out. And on your next exhale, touch down. Lift the back knee. And please step forward now to a forward fold. a moment there. And slowly roll up to standing. Feeling really grounded through your feet, stretch your arms up. And just because we want to bend the opposite way every now and then, bend the elbows, lift your heart. And stretch back up. And on your exhale, fold forward, deep lunge. If you want to use blocks here, you can. I'm not using blocks today, but you can. Step your left foot back to deep lunge. Make sure you have distance between your feet because we're going to come up to crescent. And just kind of notice the right hip crease back. Stretch your arms if you're feeling stable. When you straighten your legs, feel it really engaged if you bent it a little bit. Draw your low belly up. This is just to kind of undo what we did with all those core exercises, but this is a good core exercise as well. One more breath. And touch down. And step back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower to the mat. Use good form as you come up to cobra. And just stay for 2 breaths there. Don't scoop the tail. And come on back down. Push up and back. Downward facing dog. And walk your feet up to your hands, forward fold. Got your head. And step your right foot back to a deep lunge. Make sure you have the room. Everything's lined up. Slowly come up. Crescent warrior. Engage your core. Lengthen all the way through the top of the head. Really engage the back leg. Two more breaths. And touch down on the exhale. Step forward, please. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Close your eyes for a moment. See if you feel balanced in your feet. And just explore. So with your eyes closed, you feel your core supporting you. Maybe turn your head to the left. If you can stay balanced. And back through center and to the right. If you don't feel balanced, open your eyes, of course. Come back to center, go to left. One more time. And then slowly back to the right. If you move your head too fast, sometimes it throws you off. And back to center. notice your legs, your feet, your core, super engaged. Open your eyes, stretch up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, pranam. And exhale, fold. Step your right foot back to that deep lunge position. Come on up, crescent warrior. Two more breaths. On the exhale, touch down, step back, downward facing dog. Stay for 3 breaths. Come forward to plank. And think of that rounded plank. So tuck your chin a little bit, lengthen the back of your neck, round your upper shoulders, and then bring the right knee towards the right elbow. Good, hold, point the toe, lower the knee towards the wrist, and then bring it back up. And do that 2 more times. Lower, bring it back up, lower, bring it back up, and then step back. Down dog. Extend the right leg. Step it through, deep lunge. Evening everything up, come up, crescent warrior. On the exhale, touch down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Stay for 1 more breath. And lower, downward dog. Connected plank. Really think I'm staying strong. Left knee to left elbow. Lower towards the wrist. And back up 2 more times. Good, and step back, downward facing dog. Extend the left leg. And step it through, deep lunge. And step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, stretch up. This time, Utkatasana, chair pose. And you can bring your arms forward so you kind of balance, butt back, arms forward. Stay for 2 more breaths. Think rib cage back, sits bones back. And then on your exhale, fold forward. Couple breaths. Okay, this is going to be a funky move. You're going to come down to deep squat and then just come back to your bottom automatically lift up Navasana. Okay. Roll down just a little bit, Ardha Navasana, keeping long back neck. Lift back up. Do that again. Lower down a little bit. You don't have to go so far because you want to be able to lift back up, lift your heart. One more time. You can do it. Lift back up, lift your heart, and bring your feet down. Cross your feet. Lean forward. Come on, back up to standing. Woohoo! Stretch your arms up. Bend the elbows, lift your heart. Stretch up. And fold forward. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Step back, downward facing dog. Lower your right knee to the floor. Your hands are still slightly in front of your shoulders. Swivel that right foot off to the side and ground the left foot down for a side plank. And then stretch the arm by the ear and lift your left leg up off the floor. You might have to scoot for me, it's better for my hip if I have my hip in front of my right knee. Good, because you're going to bring elbow to knee. So left elbow, left knee, extend. Yep, do that 2 more times. Elbow to knee, extend. Come on, you can do it. Elbow to knee, extend. And then bring the foot down, come back to all fours so you can swivel the left foot, extend the right. I like to bring my hand forward because if I keep my hip above my knee, it's too much for me and I can't get lengthened out. Extend the arm by the ear if possible. Lift the leg. And then 3 times, keeping really strong in your core. Elbow to knee and extend. Elbow to knee, extend. Elbow to knee, extend. And come on back down. Go ahead and take a child's pose. Don't do anything else except for enjoy your breath. Tune into your heartbeat. And come on up to all fours. Try it this way. So elbows are under shoulders. Just think long back of neck, nice and long, broaden the clavicles, round the upper back a bit. Stretch one foot back and then the other to elbow plank. And hold, press your hands down, press your forearms down. Try not to get your butt too high. Lift your right leg 1 or 2 inches off the floor. Right leg and foot. Good, put it back down. Do that with the left. Put it back down. And then walk your feet in a little closer so you can come to dolphin pose. Keep your shoulders still set. It feels like, don't get your feet too close. Just kind of think of your core. Good, now this is gonna be a fun move. Your hands are straight forward of your elbows. Press into your hands and lift to downward facing dog. Woohoo! Good job. Come forward to plank. Lower to the ground. Inhale to cobra. And exhale, lower down. Curl the toes. Push back to all fours and then downward facing dog. And very slowly step your feet up to your hands, forward fold. And slowly sweep all the way up. Stretch your arms up. And bring hands to heart center. And inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot back about 2.5, 3 inches so that you can keep your left leg straight. And come on up to standing here. You have to really make sure your feet are far enough apart so you feel stable. Think long side body, head of the arm bones back. Maybe interlace the hands. This is always a good challenge. Keep weight in both feet evenly, the hips square to the front, and fold forward. Bring the arms with you. Parsvottanasana. Try to keep the left hip crease back. And see where it takes you. Release the hands. Bend the front knee, step forward, Uttanasana. And step the left foot back to that grounded position. Right foot's grounded, left foot's grounded. If you can come up to standing. You feel really grounded through both feet. Interlace the hands. If this doesn't feel safe to you, you can just kind of reach back and then find your way. If it feels okay, fold forward, bring the arms forward. Release the hands. Bend the front knee, step forward. Turn the toes out, bend the knees, deep squat, come all the way down to your back. You're going, yeah, that's where I want to be. Stretch your arms up over your head. Make sure your feet are right under your knees. This is going to feel good. And then slowly lift up to Satu Bandha. And breathe. If it doesn't feel good with your arms over your head, you can always leave them down by your hips. Lift your heart as much as you can. And then lower back down. Good. Hug your knees in. Roll side to side a little bit. And then bring your legs to tabletop. So your shins are parallel to the floor. I like to flex my feet. You can point or flex, it really doesn't matter. Bring your fingertips to the back of your head. Think, I'm not going to crank on my neck, but maybe interlace the hands and then lift the head and the shoulders. And then bring right elbow towards left knee and then back through center and switch. Feel it in your core. Try not to crank on your head. Keep going for 2 more. 1 and 2. And relax down, hug your knees in. Now we're gonna do that again, but let me, so as you bring your elbow to the opposite knee, you'll extend the other leg to like a 45-degree angle. I think it's kind of a natural action. And I want you to just count on your own and do it, you know, the 1 is to both sides. Try and do it 10 times. I know I won't be able to talk if I'm doing it with you. So fingers behind the head, lift the head and shoulders, and then start. And when you've done it, relax back. Ooh, hold the knees, bring them wider this time. And then just push them away and bring them back together, just kind of making big circle. You feel the low back kind of moving up and down, loosening up, switch directions of your circle. And then pause. And then bringing the feet flat again. Do Setu Bandha one more time. So lifting the hips, lifting the heart. If it feels good and you like to lift the arms over your head, you can. One more breath. And lower down. Okay, now roll to your side and come on over, all the way over to your belly. If you want to turn towards the front, you can, so you can see me. Forehead down. Stretch your arms forward. Lift your right leg and foot and your left arm as you lift your head and shoulders. Working on back now. And then switch. Left arm and shoulders as you lift. And come down and switch. Right leg, right, left arm. And switch. Pause just enough to feel connection and length. Keep going. last one. Good, slide your hands back. Lift to cobra when you're ready. And lower down. Slide your hands by your hips now. Forehead down still. Think long back of neck, long through the head as you lift head, shoulders, arms, and feet now. Shalabhasana. Working those back muscles. That's part of your core, you know. Keep rib cage back. 2 more breaths. And lower down. This time push all the way back. Child's pose. Feel good. Stretch everything out. We're getting there. And then come on up and come to a downward facing dog. Hopefully it feels like you did something and I challenged you a little bit. I have one more challenge. If you're done and you want to come to child's pose, it's fine. You're going to come forward to plank, supporting front and back again. Broaden the clavicles, lengthen the back of the neck. Now this time, right knee to left elbow, lower towards the wrist, bring it back up. Do that 2 more times. Step back, down dog. And spread the weight in your hands. Plank. Left knee to right elbow. Lower towards the wrist. Bring it back up. Wrist, elbow, wrist, elbow. Step back. Downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Forward fold. Just grab your elbows and relax. And walking the hands back out to down dog. Extend the right leg. Keep the armpits lifted, bend the knee, open up for a wild dog. It should feel good for what you've been doing in your belly. Good. Square the hips, step the right foot through, deep lunge. Lower the back knee. Keep your left fingertips down. This may or may not work. Bend your left knee, try and find the foot. Should feel like a really nice stretch. Oh, hug the knee forward, hug the heel back. One more breath. Release. Lift the back knee, step back, downward facing dog. Bend the left leg, bend the knee, open up, wild dog. Don't let the right shoulder dip. Keep really strong. Good. Square up the hips. Step it through deep lunge. Lower the back knee. Right fingertips stay on the ground. Bend the right knee, reach back with the left hand, find the foot. You can either kick the foot into your hand or pull it close. You decide, but hug the knee forward, the heel back. Big stretch in the quad because we work those quads a lot, whether you know it or not. One more breath. And release. And lift the back knee, step forward. One more time, deep squat to sit and lay all the way back. Bring the hands on your belly. Just do a little massage, kind of feeling all the muscles you worked. And then massage the side body, maybe the low back. And then bring your arms to cactus or T, whatever works best for you. Hug your knees in, flex the feet, hug the feet and the knees towards each other as you roll to the right hip. Let the knees come all the way down. If possible, you can throw a blanket under there. If they don't come all the way down, turn your gaze to the left. Give yourself a few moments there. Hug your right knee and foot into your left so that you can bring them back to center. And then up and over to the other side. Turn your gaze to the right. Try and slow your breath down. Hard to get a deep breath in the twist, but try to anyway. And hugging your left knee and foot into the right, bring them back to center. Bring the feet down. Let the knees open as you come to lying down, cobbler's pose. Soles of the feet rest together. Maybe hands to the belly again. Or inner thigh, wherever it feels good. I like to kind of rock side to side a little bit just to feel like, oh yeah, I can get those thighs down. And then stretch out for your final resting pose, Shavasana. I like to spread out a lot, pretend like you're gonna make a snow angel. So you want your feet apart, maybe your arms apart. You can even try it if you want. Stretch the arms up and down a few times. And then settle in with your breath. Allowing everything to release and relax. as you continue to relax. I just wanted to give you something to think about. This is from Louise Hay's book entitled Heart Thoughts. Now is the time for you to learn about your own power and what you are capable of doing. What can you let go of? What can you nourish within you? What can you newly create? The wisdom and intelligence of the universe is yours to use. Life is here to support you. If you get scared, think of your breath and be aware of each breath as it goes in and out of your body. Your breath is the most precious substance in your life, and it is so freely given to you. You have enough to last for as long as you shall live. If this most precious substance is so freely given so that you can accept it without even thinking, can you not trust life to simply supply you with the other things you need? And to notice that your breath is there, still there. To move in small ways. Take your time as you come back and make your way slowly back to seated. Take a moment to feel your body. Bring hands to heart center. Thanks, guys, for practicing on this beautiful snowy day. Namaste. Oh. Good. Felt kind of good. But yeah, so good.